everyone. So I'm so glad to announce that I got invited to do a one-day collab, and the theme is Nyan Nyan Nyanko, which is awesome because that is one of my favorite characters. So we all got to pick a type of Nyanko to do a plush tutorial, and mine is a berry tart. So I will have the link to everyone else's in the description bar, and I hope you guys watch and enjoy on making this cute little Nyan Nyan Nyanko tart. For this plush you will need 4 different colors and the template, which I will provide in the down bar. You will need red for the strawberry, cut into this shape, and some red thread. You will need blue cut into this shape for the blueberries. You can also use a dark purple if you'd like. And I am going to attempt to make 7, so I cut out 7 circles and a thread that matches. Of course you'll need polyfill, a needle, and some scissors. And then 2 of this cat head shape, some black embroidery floss to do the face, 2 of this tail piece, and 1 of this inside tart filling piece. And for the cat pieces, I chose white, but I would have really liked to do a cream color because that is what the color of the original Tart Nyanko is. And you'll need a thread to match. And then for the tart base, you will need tan and 2 pieces of that and thread to match. So let's get started. Alright, to start off, we want to take our 2 tan pieces and face them bad sides together. And this is going to be our tart base. So you want to put your needle in about less than ½ an inch from the edge, and then you want to do a running stitch all the way around the outside of the circle. Trying to make your stitches very even as possible and trying to keep the space even as possible. So and you want to make sure you go through both of the felt pieces. And you want to do this all the way around. So here's what it looks like. I tried to get as even as possible, but I was off by a little bit, but that's no big deal. So the next thing you want to do is pull on the thread and scrunch it all together. And it looks kind of weird right now, but you'll slowly ease into it and let go of the thread and make the scrunches as even, and then you get the little tart base. So next thing I suggest to do is to take the needle and go back a little and then come back forward like a back stitch to tie off the end and do a couple back stitches, and then tie the knot off in the middle. And then you're left with this. So what you want to do is kind of work it in your hand to make sure that all of the crinkles are even. And depending on how far you squish it depends on how tall the tart base is. So if you not squish it that much, then the sides will get taller. So you just want to play around with it until you find something you like. And the next thing you want to do is to take your white piece and slowly fold over the edges and fit it inside of the tart base. And sew from the inside to meet your stitch's edge. And when you try sewing it, try to go only through the first layer so you don't see it on the outside. Also, as another note, if you would like your tart to keep its shape on the bottom and not scrunch up while you're sewing on it, I suggest you cut out a small piece of cardboard. This is from a granola bar box, and I cut it the same size as the blueberry pattern, and I just nestled it here down in the bottom, so it helps keep the bottom of the tart straight, and it also helps keep the sides stay the way you want them to. So I am halfway through with it, and as you can tell, there is a large seam allowance on this white piece, so I guess it all depends on how ruffled you make the tart part and how deep you make it as well. But I just wanted you guys to know that about the pattern, just in case you have struggles with it. Stuff it. And I'm going to leave the cardboard in there. So now I'm just going to sew the rest of the edge up and try to hide the knot at the end in the middle here where the strawberry will be. So this is what our final tart base looks like, and I think I did a pretty good job. This is the first time I've ever done this, so yeah, you just gotta keep working with it and take your time. And now it's time to make the blueberries. So I've already made a couple, and this is what they'll look like. So they're really easy to make, you just gotta get the hang of it. So thread your needle, 2 thread thickness, and then what you want to do is start on the inside and do a running stitch around the whole perimeter of the circle as close to the edge as you possibly can. And then we want to start pulling the whole thing into the center to get that pucker effect. And once you got most of it closed, you want to take a little bit of your polyfill and roll it into a ball and insert it into the center, and then start to pull and tighten again. Then you want to insert your needle back into the opening, and the most important thing you want to do is keep a hold of your blueberry bundle so it doesn't come loose. And then you want to insert your needle back in through just to make sure the closure will not loosen up, and then just go through it crosswise a bunch of times until you think it's secure. I think that should be good. And then you want to go back in and put your needle through the very middle of the bottom and tie it off with a knot. So it's that simple, and you want to repeat it as many times as you want blueberries. So I'm going to do 7 and see how they fit on the tart. So here's the blueberries done, and next is to do the strawberry. So to give it more detail, I'm going to take some white thread and do a few French knots throughout the part of the piece to make seeds. So here's what it looks like with all the French knots, and here's what the back looks like. So the next thing you want to do is fold it in half with the wrong side facing out, and then do a back stitch all the way down the end. And try to get as close to the edge as you possibly can without tearing it. And you want to do a back stitch instead of a running stitch or a straight stitch, because it'll help seal it more and none of the stuffing will come out. So this is what it looks like, and I didn't tie off the end because with the thread we are going to Then do a running stitch around the edge to gather the ends to make it look like a strawberry. So the first thing you want to do is turn it right side out, like that. And then, like we did with the blueberries, just leave a little bit of an end and do a running stitch all the way around. So this is what it looks like with the running stitch, and all you want to do is tug it like you did with the blueberries, and of course insert some polyfill to stuff it. And you don't want to pull it too tight, but tight enough, because you'll be attaching it like this so you won't see the bottom anyways, so you don't have to completely close it off. But I do suggest doing a quick stitch all the way through to keep it tight, like we did with the blueberries. And then just tie off the end, and then it'll look like this on top of our tart. You can add all your decorations now if you want to and just have a straight up tart, but since this is a Nyan Nyan Nyanko tart, we need the kitty. So the next thing to do is the cat's face. So get a reference picture like this one here, or I have one on hand, that one right there. So yeah, you just want to make that face onto here, and you can do a felt stitch or French knots or chain stitch, whatever you want, as long as you get the kitty desired face. So here's what the face looks like after I'm done. I actually ended up using a little bit of black felt for the eyes because I didn't want to take too much time embroidering it on. And yeah, so this is what the back looks like. And the next step to do is to take the other piece and blanket stitch across in white and stuff it as you go. Also, while you're doing that, you want to do a blanket stitch around the outside of the tail, and you can stuff it if you wish, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. The last step to do is attach all the pieces. So here's the head, and it'll go here, and the tail will go here, and then all the toppings go on like that. So you can sew them on individually if you'd like, or you can do the lazy man route, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to grab my hot glue gun and glue it all together. This is what the final result is. This cute little Nyan Nyan Nyanko tart. And I actually ended up having one blueberry left, which is totally fine, because I can use it for something else, or I can make another one. So this is what it looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you check out everyone else's Nyan Nyan Nyanko tutorial for this one-day collab. I will have everyone that was participating in this collab with their links to their videos in the description box down below. So I hope you check them out and enjoy this kitty. Bye guys!